Hello there, people. It was a while ago, and I'm really happy to be back. Uh, Currently, a lot on my Facebook page, Eloquent Astrology Services. So I will give the link below to my Facebook page so you can see my the page and follow the insightful posts I make about different placements and different aspects of astrology. And there you could schedule a reading with me if you're interested. My prices are pretty affordable. All right. Yes, today I wanted to discuss, and this is things that I haven't really seen a lot on the internet and on YouTube, where they have gone in depth in what this means, and that is Pluto aspects in general to your personal planets or to your ascendant and so on. And in most cases, it hasn't been the sextile and it hasn't been the trine. And they are a part of the five major aspects, So that is what I'm gonna break down today. So, yeah, I would also wanted to say that this is a pretty general interpretation of Pluto sextile the ascendant, first of all, because I haven't seen this a lot, and it is general because Pluto, when you do it for a customer, a client in a chart reading, you can see the zodiac sign Pluto is in, the house placement, and then the ascendant. Which ascendant are we talking about here? So this is general, and not a lot of people say this on YouTube astrologers, but I wanted to say that the ascendant you are, which house Pluto is in, the sign, will make much impact in this sextile. So first of all, let's go or break down what is a sextile. A sextile is a 60-degree angle that indicates that two planets, they are in a favorable position. They understand each other really well, and they are usually in the opposite elements. The opposite elements in the natural zodiac, they usually form sextiles to each other. So Leo and, for an example, Gemini would automatically form a sextile to each other. And sextiles are really good. It is my most beloved major aspect. Why? Because sextiles, we have to work on them. We don't get them for free. And we have the chance to really improve what the two planets or mathematical points are trying to teach us or empower us with, and use it for our benefit. If you have a trine, Pluto trine, say, the ascendant, then you couldn't really make much of a power of it because it will be very unconscious and natural to you. It's hard to work on it. But with the sextiles, there's potential for growth. That was the word I was looking for. Okay, so Pluto sextile the ascendant in general. The ascendant, I practice an astrology system called Evolutionary Astrology, so I just wanted to give you a heads up. We interpret the archetypes different, planets, archetypes, and signs different than mundane astrology because it's based more on the whys, like why someone would have a Virgo ascendant, for example. And it's based more on the reason, what is the goal. So that is different. But in evolutionary astrology, we view the ascendant as something different than in mundane tropical astrology. In the mundane tropical astrology, we view it as your personality and your body, and there is some truth to that. But I will get a bit deep here and more comprehensive, perhaps, than other YouTube astrologers are doing. I'm not saying that I'm better than anyone, but evolutionary astrology, they really make sense of things and they go much more deeper. So the ascendant is not our personality. The ascendant is how we project ourselves instinctually without any forethought, and how we learn about ourselves in a very instinctual way. But the ascendant is the first house. It is a new beginning for the soul. It's something new. It is the first house. So the ascendant is something that we integrate into our personality as time unfolds, but it is our self-discovery path where we want to have freedom to chase our desires and how we uh, explore ourselves on a very instinctual basis with no forethought. And then Pluto, then the most important planet in evolutionary astrology. The Pluto corresponds to the soul and the soul's deepest unconscious desires and limitations, and so on. And Pluto corresponds, like in mundane astrology, a lot to transmutation, metamorphosis. It translates a lot to uh, the deeper layers of reality and how we can understand things from the deepest root cause. And Pluto is where we have to confront psychological limitations, such as fear, anxiety, or any limitation that is not really contributing to our growth and soul evolution. So sextile here, 60-degree angle, there's potential to develop something good between those two archetypes, the Ascendant and Pluto. So I would view that if I did a reading or when I'm doing a reading now, that is, you have great potentiality to, there will be some issues, the malefic things here, even though it's a sextile, there will be some issues in your self-discovery path. There would be some issues with you chasing your desires and whatever ascendant you have, and where you want freedom to chase those desires. There will be some difficulties in how you instinctually project yourself, because Pluto governs the rule of the law of impermanence, that everything is subjected to death and rebirth, basically. So this could mean that when you do, if, for an example, you are a Gemini ascendant and you are out there, you're self-exploring by learning a lot of things, getting a diversity of life experiences, diversity of different jobs. That's how you self-explore with this ascendant. You communicate with a diversity of different people to also understand the diversity that exists to existential questions. But you're out there, you're being communicative, you're meeting people, you educate yourself, you learn for its own sake. And Gemini is associated with the third house, so most definitely this is where we gather information from, like the 6th grade to the 9th grade, or like high school grade. That is Gemini education. And Pluto, the positive thing here, can give a lot of intensity, can give a lot of power and willpower to educate yourself here. If you would be a Gemini ascendant, you would have a drive, you would have laser-like focus, you would have a lot of power here. You would do it in a very intense way, how you educate yourself and how you get the good grades and how you communicate with the smartest people in your class. Gemini things, you know. But then something sudden can occur, some crisis situation here, that you, even though you gathered so much information, you're ready to take this exam and get the best grade, something challenges you that, okay, this is in a complete different subject, but I don't feel secure. Even though I'm a Gemini rising, I'm developing my intellectual prowess, my memory, how I problem solve. But then something very difficult test comes and you have to take it, and then you're like, oof, damn, and then you can't complete that task, and then you might get a F. You want to pass this text, and that is the Pluto influence here, that it gives you confrontations, it gives you like resistance here. But then the positive thing, it's a sextile, so Pluto then will give you the willpower and drive and the intensity to confront this limitation. So next time you will overread, you will read things that are above the grade you're in, you will be hardcore obsessive about overcoming this limitation. So the next time you might feel fear, you might feel anxiety as a Gemini ascendant, but then you've learned so much, you confronted limitations, maybe you dare to speak with people that you have thought were your enemies, but they were more clever than you, and they've helped you, and so on. Things like that. You have to confront limitation wherever Pluto is. And then, boom, you become much more intelligent as a Gemini rising. You've learned from the best people in your class. You've spoken with your like aunt that you don't get along with to get information how you can take this test and like nail it with the best grade. And then you've done that. And that is the power dynamic of Pluto. Now you become more powerful. Now you confronted the psychological limitation. You contacted people you don't really get along with. You've been forced to speak to people who you don't know. You've been forced to speak to your uncle or aunt who is a medicine scientist to get help, or a lecturer. So this is like how this sextile would play out, for an example. And there will also be like Pluto, you can really activate if you're being conscious of it and you put effort, that whenever you as a Gemini rising is restricted in going out to places to communicate with a diversity of different people, it could be in a motorcycle club or where gang criminals are. Pluto can give you the brave, make you brave, focused, and very strong here, that you will go out there, you will communicate with the motorcycle gang members and party with them, and then you won't be afraid of it anymore. That's how I see this sextile, Pluto Sextile Ascendant, that the things that you will experience in your self-discovery path, whatever your ascendant represents, there could be some issues, there could be some confrontations, there could be things taken away from you. But then that will make you more powerful in that process. You will empower your soul because you will always confront those limitations. Okay, that is the sextile, the ascendant. And yeah, what Pluto also can do is that when you instinctually react to something without any forethought, Pluto can give you that mindfulness and laser-like focus when you experience something dangerous, or you experience something where you are angry or someone impulsive. Pluto can give you that introspection. It can give you a psychological side to it where you can go inside and perhaps do mindfulness and yeah, I'm experiencing with anger now, but I want to be impulsive. I want to handle without any, and you do it, but then you stop yourself and then you see, why am I angry? Why? Is it because my ego felt threatened, or I'm angry that someone belittled my ego? Or is it because I have childhood trauma where my father said I was never good enough, or my father projected bad things to me? That is like the truth about this Pluto Sextile Ascendant. But do not forget that it's very important that you look at the ascendant sign that you have, and then that you also look at Pluto, its house placement, and its zodiac sign to get more details. Okay, I'm really happy that you have watched this video and found it useful, and just let me know if you got any questions below in the comments section. I happily answer them, and I will write my Facebook page down below, link it, but or else I will also write my Gmail address if you would like to schedule a reading. All right, you're stronger than you believe. Be good to yourself. Namaste, and may God bless you.